unofficial last day of summer. And today is perfect. If I had to choose a perfect day, perfect weather, it would be today. And I do love this time of year, and I especially love fall when it's about sunny and 72, 74 degrees, and you look up and the sky is clear. And it is a particular shade of blue. You'll only see it this time of year and during the fall, this shade of blue. And then you see the different shades of green. And it's like the last holding on of summer, the last holding on before we are so blessed with the color that is to come, the color that is to come. And we learn every fall how beautiful it is to let go as each leaves fall, how beautiful it is. So I am so thankful for today. I'm so thankful to see your faces on this holiday weekend. It is the last hurrah of summer. It's the honest truth that school started. For anybody in school, it's like, oh yeah, it's here. So it's so good to see you this holiday weekend. Welcome to Unity of Fort Wayne Spiritual Center. I am Reverend Wanda, and I serve this beautiful place as spiritual leader, and I am so grateful, so grateful. And I always have to add this, required by Unity, that I serve under the Special Dispensation Program. So for our visitors and online guests, Unity is a positive, practical, progressive, metaphysical approach to Christianity. That's what makes us different. We are metaphysical Christians based on the teachings of Jesus of Nazareth, whom we call our way shower, our teacher, our elder brother, revealed and interpreted by the Christ Spirit within each of us. Spiritual truth is expressed in many different ways, and we also honor the spiritual truth found in all religions. We practice affirmative prayer, and then you may say, well, wonder what was that video all about? We practice affirmative, authentic prayer. Authentic prayer. We bring the fullness of who we are in truth to prayer. Prayer is the conscious communion with God, the union of our human consciousness with the Father, Mother within, and the wisdom of the teachings of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore and other Unity teachers, some of whom I am looking at this morning. We are a community who encourage and support one another in the process, and it certainly is a process of spiritual growth and development. We overcome adversity together, and we learn to live a consistent and Christ-filled life in this community. I trust you will find Unity a place where you and your questions are welcome, a place that no matter who you love, who your ancestors were, or where you grew up, or how you identify yourself, we invite you to our table. We have a place for you. We are and will continue to be a place where your life stories are welcome. So let's just take a moment now and with intention, center yourself in this moment by breathing in. Breathe in the abiding Spirit. We do not have to summon Spirit, for Spirit is already here. Breathe in with my favorite affirmation, Charles Fillmore's invocation. Affirm with me now. I am now in the presence of pure being, and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I acknowledge your presence and your power, O blessed Spirit. And in your divine wisdom, now erase my mortal limitations, and from your pure substance of love, bring into manifestation my world according to your will. And so it is. Amen. And I tell you, I love that. There are times throughout the day when I have to pause, intentionally pause, and say to myself, I am now immersed in the pure spirit of life, love, and wisdom. It centers me when I am lost. It centers me when I am broken. And it centers me during those times when my heart is broken and the tears just come. Authentic prayer. I don't know what I need to share quite this morning. I really don't. And I don't know how this fits in with Fillmore's teachings or with Unity teachings. I haven't heard anything about what I need to say. So I ask you for some grace. I'm still learning. Lately, I've been experiencing some leg cramps. That's not exactly what I want to talk about, but it is a good opening. I've been experiencing some leg cramps, especially at night, and I know that this is a common condition, and it's more common as we age. I am there. So it's no big health issues or anything like that, but last night, or the other night, they were so intense and so painful that tears just came to my eyes. Now, I wasn't crying, oh, boo-hoo, God, I'm in pain, help me, or nothing like that. It was just my body releasing, expressing the pain, the intense pain of my muscles contracting. And these weren't tears of sadness, and certainly they were not tears of joy. But the pain was so bad that these tears filled my eyes and rolled down my cheeks. And they were authentic pain of pain and my body's way of release. I cannot say that any affirmation I could have used at that time was better than what my body was naturally doing. Was better than what my body naturally knew what to do, to release. And there have been other times in my life when no words could express what I was feeling, and the tears became my prayer. My tears was the prayer itself. I wasn't begging or asking for anything, but bringing my truest self to Spirit. My true self, my authentic pain to Spirit. And all that I could do, all that I managed to do was sit in silence and cry. And I think God understood. And as I look back on those days, I can now see how my most broken moments became the moments of my most cherished time of spiritual growth and development. Although I can't say I'm thankful for the event, I am thankful that Spirit never abandoned me and continued to nourish me and strengthen me when I had nothing to give. This grew into affirmations. I am strong. The pain led me. By going through the pain, I learned I am strong. I am wise. I am loving. I am confident. I am faithful. I knew this because I had passed through the dark waters. But I was never alone. I made it with a little help from the other side. I know that those tears I shed were cleansing, strengthening, and guiding. I learned from experience that we are never alone. And it is during these most vulnerable times that we often spiritually grow the most. And yes, better than a hallelujah. I've learned that all true prayer begins in the silence. All true prayer begins with meditation by bringing your full, authentic self. Bring who you truly are. And sit for those moments of brokenness, those moments of tears, and center yourself by opening your heart. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. And I'm telling you, you can't hide anything anyway. Spirit knows. And as you open your heart and mind, call upon and then affirm or recognize prime principle, the Father, Mother within, or the abiding Spirit. Be open. Allow yourself to open your mind and open your heart, and it helps just to breathe. It helps just to breathe through the tears and the heartbreak. Breathe. Just know you're breathing. I'm alive. I'm alive. Breathing in and breathing out. Feel the fullness of life. And as you breathe in and out, know that you are opening and bring your attention. This is Unity's first movement of prayer. This is based on Unity's first principle of God is. There is only one presence and one power active as the universe and as my life, and that power is God the Good. This is the power that's greater than yourself and from which all power comes, or anything else in your life. It is the power greater than your trials and tribulations and your tears. It is greater. And claim it. Claim this power as your own. And allow yourself to be open to principle, to God, to the Father, Mother within, to Allah, to Krishna, or whatever name you use. Open yourself. Step 1, we open. Step 2, we recognize and concentrate on what Spirit is. This is concentration and recognition. And this movement is based on the recognition that Spirit is. We begin to turn our thoughts to Spirit. After movement 1, we open ourselves to Spirit, and now we allow Spirit. We focus our full attention on and affirm the divine presence within us by claiming our own Christ consciousness in the image and likeness of God. And it is during this time it may be helpful to focus on your breath and with intention relax. The key here is with intention relax. Go with the flow, okay? Go with the tears. Go with whatever is happening, just go with it. Allow yourself by being your full authentic self. Sometimes music helps. Sometimes music is the most healing thing you can do. Just listen. Just listen. And I know I've shared this before, but when my brother died, I was young. I had no words to express the depth of the heartbreak and trauma that I was feeling. But I have found a song. I found a piece of music that I almost played continuously, and I just went into that music and I allowed myself to release the tears. They just flowed, and after about 2 years I got better. See, it wasn't overnight. wasn't overnight. And even today, I have to listen to that every now and then to center myself. And if you want to know what that song is, I'll be happy to share it. It's Gabriel's Oboe. I have never heard a piece of music that expresses pain and sadness like Gabriel's Oboe. You may wish to find a mantra or a sacred word. Or say, I have a sacred word that I always open my meditation with. Sometimes it helps to focus on a candle, especially if I like, okay, God, I really got some stuff to unload today. I need to really open up to you. I'll light a candle. And it brings me into the present moment. And this is the appropriate time to introduce or call upon one of the 12 powers. Now, going back to Fillmore's invocation, the reason why I think that's so genius is that he incorporates about 12 powers into those 3 little sentences, and it took me about 6 months before I could see it. It was a masterpiece. So, I'm not saying you have to sit there and recite all the 12 powers, because if you start to do that, you're going to really get discouraged, because I can't even say them all 12. Susan can, but I can't. Okay? So call upon the 12 powers, the power of love. Okay? The power of life. Call upon whatever you find, that whatever rope you need to hold on to. Okay? And this brings your awareness and concentration to the God essence, okay? By claiming that power. And this movement is based on Unity's second principle of I am. God is, I am. Our essence is of God. Therefore, we are inherently good. This God essence, called the Christ, was fully expressed in Jesus, our way shower. So I don't want you to think I'm getting too traditional Christian here, but if you read the older writings of Fillmore's, very often they called upon Jesus. Very often they called upon Jesus Christ. So if you find that helpful, do that. If you find it helpful to call it the Divine Father, Mother, do that. Whatever name you use. This is when allow yourself to open to principle. Okay? Step 1, we open. Step 2, we concentrate on spirit. Movement 2, then what's movement 3 is integration or meditation. This movement involves a conscious intention to gain awareness of oneness. Okay, the awareness of oneness. Bringing yourself into the silence by becoming aware of divine ideas or inspiration, and we focus your attention on truth. Knowing that our thoughts, our attitudes, beliefs, and perceptions influence how I see and influence my life experiences, seek to remind yourself that you are not alone, that I alone create my reality, and seek union with divine mind. Okay? Integration, meditation on the deepest level involves the power of faith. This movement is based on Unity's third principle, I think. We are co-creators with God, creating reality through thoughts held in mind. God is, I am, I think. The fourth movement is realization. Moving from meditation into oneness, this is where you introduce your prayers. Experience a sense of knowingness. You will begin to listen to the still small voice. This is where you can insert an affirmation of truth. The results may include love and gratitude. This time in prayerful communion brings about conscious reflection and unity with divine mind, and offer the solid ground or foundation of a spirit-filled life. I use affirmation and negation, which is denials, and I claim whatever truth I know at that moment. Sue Syking states that prayer is the lifting of the consciousness to the place where these things are. Charles Fillmore teaches that prayer is both an invocation and an affirmation. Meditation, concentration, denial, affirmation in the silence are all forms of what is loosely termed prayer. It is interesting to note that during realization or prayer, the first three movements are again affirmed and practiced. Okay, here we go again. First three movements. God is, I am, I think. So this movement is based on Unity's fourth principle, I pray. Through prayer and meditation, we align our heart-mind with God. Denials and affirmations are the tools we use. God is, I am, I think, I pray. And the fifth movement, in my opinion, is the most important. Appreciation and gratitude. I express gratitude for divine ideas realized during prayer. I expressed appreciation for divine ideas realized through prayer. Through living a life grounded in appreciation and gratitude, I live an authentic life in truth. This is what is meant by prayer without ceasing. Our lives now become living through truth, divine mind, or oneness. And I'm going to insert here, I truly believe that all manifestation comes through gratitude. Amen. Gratitude is the catalyst for manifestation. This movement is based on Unity's fifth principle, I live. Through thoughts, words, and action, we live the truth we know. All right, here we're going to do a review again. They say repetition is how we learn. God is, I am, I create, I pray, and what's the last one? I appreciate. It's okay. Okay, so what about those times? What about those times when we are in either physical or emotional pain? What about those times when we are experiencing grief? Grief from a loved one, grief from a beloved pet, a loss of a job, any grief we experience. Okay, what about those times? And what about those times we are betrayed? I think those are the three biggies. I mean, there are more when we experience injustice. That's one of them. But I think the three biggies is physical and emotional pain, grief, and betrayal. So what about those times when the pain is so great, all we can do is shed tears? What about those times? What about those times when you feel lost and broken? Okay? And what about those times when you feel like your heart just burst open and your brains fell out? I have experienced that, okay? When it was just like, boom, and there's nothing, there's no time, there's nothing. And at times there's not even tears, it's just like you're blown apart. And I think almost everybody in this room has experienced those times when it's like, okay. And what about those times when you feel like you're never good enough? You're never good enough. Or that your life is a failure. What about those times? And what about those times when you tell yourself a million things? A million things. You look in the mirror and you just tell yourself a million things. What about that? And I can tell you from experience that it is really difficult to come up with an affirmation during those times. It's like all you can do is just breathe. I mean, there are even times when you cannot catch your breath. All I can tell you this, all that I can tell you, that this is the time to sit in silence. Just be. Just be. And do that for however long you need to. Okay? However long you need to. And be authentic. Be authentic with that pain. Don't, Unity uses affirmations and not denials, but if you're experiencing one of those times when you're just like, boom, you haven't got nothing. You can't, it's not the time to say like, okay, I'm going to come up with an affirmation. Because you just can't do it. You don't have the capacity to do it. You don't have the consciousness to do it. Be authentic in that pain, knowing that this is not the time to make affirmations that you truly do not feel or believe at the time. Okay? Now, if you're experiencing one of those blow-up moments, or if you're experiencing intense leg pains, like I said, you're not capable of coming with an affirmation of saying, well, all is well, when obviously it's not, okay? So if you can only affirm as it subsides, I am open, I allow, that will be enough. If you can manage to take one breath after another, knowing that breath is life itself, that is enough, okay? Be gentle with yourself. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. Be kind to yourself. And allow yourself to feel deep inside your body what you are feeling. Just allow. Can be kind, be gentle, and soon, now soon isn't immediately, okay? Soon, maybe a week, a month, it might be 2 years before you can take your next breath. But soon, you will begin to feel the Spirit and affirm, you will know, I am not alone. And as you concentrate on that, that may be the only thing you can say, I am not alone. Bring that awareness into your meditations. And just relax and breathe. If that's the only thing you can do is breathe, allow yourself to breathe. Bring your awareness. Be patient and be persistent. Okay? Be patient and be persistent. And allow yourself to move back to step one in the prayer, in Unity's prayer process. Allow yourself to move into step one, God is. Allow yourself to move back into step one. And bring your attention to being open. Open. And as you practice opening and relaxation, soon, however long that takes, you will move in to recognition and concentration. Okay? Even in those moments when we are most broken and most vulnerable, Unity's prayer practice works. God is, I am. I don't know if any of my Unity teachers would agree with what I'm telling you. I honestly don't know. But lay aside any thoughts you may have about prayer. Just this moment, lay a thoughts, any thought. And talk to Spirit as if you are talking to your truest friend. Okay? Talk to Spirit as your truest friends. This is the moment that when you feel, okay? Now, I have a husband who loves me a lot. And there are times when I'm upset about something and I just can't wait to get home to tell him about that guy that cut me off at traffic. Or, and it's like, I'll have a problem. And I always tell him, I said, I don't need you to solve my problem. I need you to listen. I just need you to listen. And if that's what you need, just tell Spirit, that's fine. Okay? I just need someone to listen. I need someone where I can safely bring my tears and brokenness to. Be open. Be authentic. Be vulnerable. And allow yourself these moments. Share what you are truly feeling. Share your tears with Spirit. Allowing yourself to be open, vulnerable, and authentic. Give yourself to the abiding or present Spirit. Share your genuine feelings, but do not allow yourself to go into victimhood. Do not allow yourself to go into victimhood. This is what you are feeling, not why you think it happened or who did what. This is about your feelings, okay? Not about what happened or who you did what, or who did what. And soon, however long soon is, you will begin to know what power to affirm. Okay? You will soon know what power to affirm. And as you continue to pray using affirmations and denial, soon you will move into gratitude. Not for the event or for the experience of what you are feeling, but to the truth of who you are. I am loving and worthy of love. I am powerful and resistant. I am wise and understanding. Or whatever power comes forward at that moment. Your tears, my tears, our tears tell us great truth. The tears of grief affirms us of love and life. The tears we shed during grief affirms love and life. The tears of rejection and betrayal tells us of understanding and teaches us forgiveness. The tears of pain tells us of strength and power. So let your tears be your teacher. Let your tears teach you what it is you need to learn. Let your tears lead you home to who you truly are. And this is what true prayer is. When you come back to home, to I am. So let's just take a minute and meditate. Okay, let's just take a moment. Cindy's going to play a little music for us. Just a little music to help us focus and intent and open. If you are so comfortable, if you are comfortable doing so, Just gently close your eyes or soften your gaze. Place your feet flat on the floor and with intention, relax. Relax your jaw, your neck, your shoulders. Place your hands on your knees or in your lap. And breathe in and breathe out. The Holy One asks you, do you want to be whole? And if your consent is yes, imagine being touched on the top of your head and a brilliant white light from God starting at the top of your head and penetrating to every part of who you are. Every cell, every molecule, every atom of your being is surrounded by this light. You are surrounded with love, healing, wholeness. This light is transforming every part of who you are as you respond to the greater good of God. This light comes down in through your head, through your brain, healing all thoughts and emotions. The light continues through your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your jaw, your neck, making everything whole and healthy, including all of the chemicals and hormones that influence your moods and your thinking. This light is penetrating the totality of your physical and spiritual self. This light is now moving into the lymph system, making your body strong. Feel this light moving down your body. This light is warmer and brighter, where at this moment you are feeling some pain or discomfort. Feel the warmth of this healing light. Now this light is moving down the shoulders, down the chest and your back. It is moving through your heart, your lungs. Feel the light. Feel the healing, the wholeness, and the cleanliness moving through every cell and molecules of your body. Allow this light to move down your arms and through your hands, relaxing your muscles and warming your joints. This light is now moving through the midsection of your body, through the digestive system, and around the back, encircling your spine. Now the light is moving around the kidneys, your intestines, down through your hips, and now your lower back, enfolding and encircling your reproductive organs. The light is wholeness, health, love, and transforming energy. Allow this light to continue to move down through your body, down into the legs, warming the joints and the knees. Feel the warmth of this light. This warming light now moves down to the ankles, your feet and toes. Sit for a moment with your whole body in this light. It's growing brighter and warmer. Anywhere where you feel hurt or pain, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, or spiritual, allow this light to encircle, enfold, and penetrate the light of God within you. If there is any concern or gratitude, now bring it to God. Do it now in the silence of your heart. Because this gift is not for us alone, feel light and energy penetrating throughout and in this room, filling this room. And now it's moving beyond these walls. Your light is now moving to hurting persons in the world. Graciously extend this light to someone in your life that is hurting and needs healing. Imagine your loved ones and those you have concerned encircled, enfolded, and penetrated by this healing light of God. Breathe in and breathe out. And when you are ready, bring your attention back into this room. Bring your attention back into this space and acknowledge the Holy One. Now bring your intellect back into this place. And remember that you can return to this place of light and healing and growing. And so it is. Amen. There is a prayer called the Prayer of Faith by Hannah Moore Kohas. and most Unity students know this, it's the most second popular prayer after the Unity prayer. After the Unity prayer, the prayer for protection. God is my help in every need. God does my hunger feed. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of this day. I am now wise. I am now true, patient and kind and loving too. All things I am, I can do and be through Christ the truth that is in me. God is my health, I can't be sick. God is my strength, unfailing and quick. God is my all, I know no fear, since God and love and truth are here. In closing, I'd like to remind you the Unity Worldwide Day of Prayer begins September 8th, or September 10th at 8. So we will be meeting here in the sanctuary at 7:30. The World Day of Prayer concludes September the 11th at 8. And if you would like to join us in prayer, please select your hour of prayer on the sign-up sheet on the credenza located in the lobby. We have a few more open spaces, and there are also prayer request slips that you can fill out and put in the prayer box, and we will pray with you. We will pray with you that evening, and then we will send them to Silent Unity, where they will be held for 30 days. In the meantime, I trust you will be blessed with joy and happiness, peace and prosperity, and know that all is well.